What's up, guys? The Fantastic Four #2. Right there. Sorry, I was playing with my fingers. Double piece, bro. Alright. Oh, wow, that's pretty cool, though. I'm just going to say. That makes me want to buy that watch. I'm just saying. That's a really cool picture of Cap. Anyways, first of all, I don't really care for this artist who does the cover. Just doesn't look good to me. It may just be me. I don't know. What do you think? Do you like this cover? Anyways, so I've got mixed feelings about this book. I really enjoyed it. Okay, it's not as good as the first one, I think, but I like it. So basically, what happens? You start off, and I'm just gonna say, like, the first 10 pages, I had no idea what was going on. There were people I didn't know that were doing things I didn't know what they were doing, but they felt like a family, but an incomplete family because they didn't have Thing and Human Torch. And so I enjoyed it. My favorite part, once the villain shows up, what's her name? Grieve, I think is her name. Something Grieve. The Griever at the end of all things. That's a dumb name, by the way. Griever should have been fine. I'm the Griever. That would have been fine with me. But the Griever at the end of all things. The Griever of all things? I don't know. Just shorten that. It's so long. The Griever at the end of all things. Anyways, so she's pretty cool. I didn't care for it at first, but she's growing on me a little bit. She just shows up and starts killing people, which is, what a good villain should do. Apparently, Fantastic Son can make universes, at least potentially, and then this other guy, what's his name? Molecule Man. That's what she calls him. Molecule Man. I don't know where he came from. But apparently he can actualize all the universes that Fantastic Son creates or dreams up. So they're sitting there and they're creating universes, and then they're exploring each universe. I'm just gonna say, I really didn't enjoy the way the family fit together very well. Like, I don't know, it just seems so... Is posh a good word? I don't know if that's a great word. I'm going to have to look that up before I use it on here, but they seem so, like, upper class. Like, you have the daughter who doesn't really do anything but flirts with some weird alien that her brother created. Super weird. And then you have the brother doing some weird stuff, and then of course he's creating universes. So I titled this that Dan Slott makes a rookie mistake, just like Scott Snyder does. And what is that? That is showing or telling instead of showing. So let's see here. Let me name a few of those places. Some of his way he words it. He tells this guy, "So I created your universe, so I'm basically your god." I was like, that's a little pushing it. I mean, he's not wrong, but he's so braggy. Like, he's so arrogant there. Braggy. He's like, think of, which technically makes me your god. Well, there's a difference between creating something and ruling over something. So the Christian God creates and rules because he is creator and ruler over. But you're just a little teenage kid, punk. Like, you may have created it, but you don't have the power to rule. So it comes with both ability and authority. There's two things there. So, somebody could create cars, and that doesn't make them the ruler of all cars. Anyways, so that's a little braggish. I know it's not exactly, but they explain what's going on. Here it says, what powerhouse? You can create a universe. He can conceive one, but he requires my molecules to bind it and anchor it to reality. Thanks, so way to downplay my super awesome cosmic powers. That's just a weird thing to say. Like, what you should have done, and this comes from a guy who doesn't, write comics. So you've already beat me in one sense, so take it with a grain of salt. But really, a better way to have done this would be to show them creating the universe, and then this guy, who's the creation, ask about what just happened. Like, is that what I think it is? And they're like, yeah. And he's like, how is that possible? He's like, well, I can create it in my mind. I create these universes. And then you have Molecule Man show up. He's like, hey, he can't actually actualize it, but with combined powers, we can actualize it. Or you can have Mr. Fantastic do one of his fantastic summaries where he'd be like, so this is the technicality of all this, is how this is working. That would have been funny. That would have been better. But this kind of comes off arrogant, very arrogant. And instead of showing us like you're explaining it as you go. That's a minor one. That's a minor one that probably could have been written a little bit better. The way Sue Storm narrates is really good, I think. Now, before I go on, and I'll continue talking about how he could have shown better. I watched, I think it was Diversity in Comics. He was reviewing this, and he talked about how people with this amount of power are usually the villain. Like, and they're treating it like it's, like he's playing with Play-Doh or something. And they're just treating like he's creating these entire worlds at a whim without really even caring. Like, these are real lives and creatures and people that he's creating. And he's not taking it seriously. Like, it's a little off-putting. And so he argued that when the villain shows up and starts destroying all things, you're kind of like, okay, yeah, like, you're putting things back in order. Like, who's really the villain here? Anyways, all right. So here are some worse things, and I know I'm finally getting to them now. Some of the worst things that are telling rather than showing. So here's the girl, Fantastic Daughter. She says, I don't know their names yet. I'm really new to Fantastic Four. So if you know, let me know. I'll remember them eventually. She says, smartest girl in existence, and I can't get a communicator to call across a few galaxies. You're the smartest girl in existence? Really? Like, how do you know that? How have you proven that? For some of us, sorry, a bug flew on my comic book, stupid bug. A few, like, for me, this is the first time I'm ever reading about you. Like, I didn't know who you were. It's the first time I knew your name. All I know is your brother is super arrogant and can hypothesize universes, which is super weird. But now you're claiming to be the smartest girl in the universe? I don't know about that. Like, they've already talked about or existence, not just universe, existence. So I don't know about that. Let's hold the phone about that. Maybe. Who knows? But then later, let's see here. After the villain, near the end, she's like, we're the two smartest people in the universe. She talks to her dad. Let's see. Okay. Here we go. He says, no, we should have done this earlier. We could have saved more lives. You and me, Dad. We're two of the smartest people ever. Okay, and not like teenage brat, maybe. You're not making me like this character, by the way. What gives you the right? You're like a teenage girl. What gives you the right to claim to be the smartest person ever? The smartest girl in existence. Like, I'm not a huge fan of her, but supposedly Riri Williams is one of the smartest girls in the Marvel Universe. Like, I don't know. So, and then Amadeus Cho is supposed to be the smartest person in the world. This is one of my problems with the new characters, is they claim to be things without actually proving it. So before you claim that you're something, you should be able to prove it. Alright, so that's also besides the point. These are some annoying things. Here's the kicker. So this guy is scanning the sun, fantastic sun. He says, I concur. Well, let me start over. So, what's his name? Is this the right one? Sorry, I'm okay. It's part of it. So, one of the guys is looking over Fantastic Sun. He says, it's not that. I sense that he's done. Done? What do you mean, done, Dad? I concur. Sorry, son. Your cosmic power level is still practically off the charts, but... And then this other guy introduced. I don't even know who this other guy is. I guess he's Molecular Man. Your ability to craft entire universes. That part of your journey has come to an end. What? How in the world do you know this? Like, they were just standing there. I sense that he's done. I'm scanning and it is confirmed that you are done. What do you mean you're done? He has power off the scales, but he's just done? That's a cop-out. I don't know. So, let's see. I think they observe him in a minute. Try to give you a little music. I think they go. Here we go. This has got to be it. Alright. So, the Dragon Man. Don't know who that is. I'm sure somebody does. Lewis probably does. If you're watching this, Lewis, you're going to have to tell me. Alright. He says, and you are far from powerless. Our scans show you possess more power than the Hulk, Thor, or the Silver Surfer. You remain our greatest weapon, boy. And then he says, sorry, I meant to say asset. So, how in the world? You're going to tell me that this little kid is more powerful than the Hulk, Thor, and the Silver Surfer? Yeah, I don't believe that. Especially not Thor and the Silver Surfer. Like, Hulk, he's just strong. Like, I don't know that you would call him powerful other than his strength. That's just me. Let me know if you disagree. But really, you couldn't just show us that? And then what happens next? He's like, more power. The kid goes to fight super long name villain. More powerful than Thor, Hulk, or the Surfer. I can do this. And then he goes, and she just goes, blink. And then he crashes to the ground. I was like, yep, see? Hulk would not have had that problem. He probably would have just gone and punched the girl. Punched the lady right out of the area. Anyway, so all that. This is a lot longer than I thought it was going to be. So we find out this is a prequel to the previous issue. It tails into, it starts right before. So they start bragging to the villain, and she, like any good Bond villain, she decides to let them prove themselves in a fair fight. So he tricks her by summoning the Fantastic Four, and you see what is left off from issue 1, where the Thing and Johnny come back, and then they finally meet. They finally meet the Fantastic Four. You see them together. I didn't think this is the Fantastic Four back together, but then wait, there's more, and it is Boom! It's the whole universe. Well, it's not the whole universe, but it's the whole group of people that have been on all these variant issues, just like this one. They're all in there. So let's see. That's Hulk. Although I don't see Hulk, so maybe I lied. There's no Hulk in here. But I think I saw Spider-Man. Yeah, there's Spider-Man. Wolverine is in here. Who was the other one? Oh, Ghost Rider. I don't see Ghost Rider. Oh, sorry. There's Ghost Rider. But you have all the other people, like you've got She-Hulk. You've got Luke Cage, which is a really tiny Luke Cage. I'm just going to say, Luke Cage is a little bit bigger than that. You got the little robot guy that filled in for a little while. You got Medusa and Storm. There she is. And then you've got Black Panther. Lewis might be proud of me if I get this right, and sad if I'm wrong. Crystal, maybe? Crystal? I don't know. The girl from the other issue that I didn't know. Why is Iceman in this? I don't know. Maybe he was on something I couldn't care less. I don't care anything about. But here, look. Boom. Hulk. What did I just say? Boom. I was right. That's what I'm talking about. And anyways, I guess that's the next issue. Again, I hate the artwork. It's not very good. It's so blurry. You can't really see anything. I guess it's impressionist work. I like realistic work. That's just my opinion. Anyways, so I know I criticized it a lot. I actually really enjoyed the issue. As soon as the villain was introduced, everything after that was really great. I think it was just writing gold. So don't hear me criticizing the whole book. I really enjoyed it. There were some parts that really annoyed me, and that was it. I probably took most of the video talking about the bad stuff, but I really enjoyed the good stuff. I loved seeing Sue and Reed together. That was fun. They really felt like a family, and I'm like, but I'm like, you're missing somebody. Like, there's these two out there. Like, why don't you go find them? You're missing half of your family. That's the only thing I don't believe in this. Why would Reed and Sue and the Fantastic Kids not go find Ben and Johnny? That makes zero sense. They're a family. So it makes no sense to me unless that they're going to need to explain that. Why haven't they found them? So Ben and Johnny in the next issue, the first thing you've got to ask is, where have you been and why have you not found us yet? That's the first thing they got to ask, and they need to explain that. After that, I'll be happy. I'll enjoy it. You know, I heard in the Diversity Comics video, he talks about this being the real first issue, and the other one was more of a zero. I was like, I don't really care. You know, that's not really that big a deal for me. I like this issue. I like the other issue. I was kind of disappointed that the Fantastic Four wasn't together again in the last one, but you know, part of storytelling is waiting and building up the thing. So I think that they've done that pretty well on the first two issues. So pretty excited about this series. I was very hesitant with Dan Slott writing because I've heard some bad things, and it's not perfect. It's not Chip Zdarsky's run over on Marvel 2-in-1, which has been excellent. But it's still good. So this is way longer than I wanted it to be. But, I mean, how can you not do a really long Fantastic Four video? So let me know what you think. Leave me a comment. Did you like the video? Did you like the comic book? Did you read it? Are you a Fantastic Four fan? Do you not like the comic? Were there problems that you didn't like? Let me know. I'd love to talk to you about it. And I will catch you next time. Peace.